Well, that was one shaky beginning. Eric, how you doing tonight?
I thought it was my end. I'm like, oh,
It was my end. By the
okay.
way, this is the vlog of many things. Hi, everybody. How you doing tonight? Eric, cheers.
Hey! By the way, folks, if I look a little disheveled, I I had to ride the subways today. I didn't mention this to you. So
Where are you,
Rob,
in New York?
I don't ride the subways. I don't. I drive. But when you go into the city, Manhattan, you gotta take the subway. And Joe the lawyer came in today to the city with Rob Conley and Rob's wife. And Rob's wife has never been to New York City. Rob hadn't been in like 2 decades, so we met at the complete I will say this: when you go to a store like the Complete Strategist, and you go, I think I have everything that I need and want, and I don't see much that I need and want. It's a good thing for control, but it's a bad thing when you realize how much you have. But no,
Yeah.
to the city, we had lunch at the Captain's, which is a bar restaurant across the street. Very for New York City, good prices. Very nice, very helpful. And but I haven't taken I've taken the subway locally, not into the city. And this time, Rich and I are at our subway station. I'm watching this one guy waiting to enter the subway, but he's waiting, and I'm having trouble because my phone isn't reading, so I had to reach in and grab a credit card to tap. And I'm talking. He was waiting. I guess I still have that look. He was waiting for me to be distracted before he vaulted the turnstile and ran the train. And then another guy came along, vaulted the turnstile, and opened up the emergency exit so another 12 people could get on. So if anybody in New York wants to know why your subway system sucks, it's because people aren't paying for it, and
Mhm.
that's pretty much why I don't like to ride it. So, but we had a good time. Great, great. And now Joe the lawyer, Rob Conley, myself, many others. We're going to be at ShireCon tomorrow up in the Berkshire.
Yeah. ShireCon's tomorrow. Now, it's ShireCon tomorrow and Saturday, correct?
It is tomorrow and Saturday. It is two general sessions on Friday, so it's like an early afternoon and then an evening session, and then Saturday is morning, afternoon, and evening. So when Tom started it, it was a single day,
Mm-hmm.
and when it was a single day,
Tom may want to look into is when you go to Board Game Geek, they have ShireCon listed,
there's
but they
two.
have ShireCon listed. Oh, there's two, so there's one in April also.
Well, there's one that's actually out in like Australia or New Zealand or something like that.
No, this is listed as in the United States
Oh, really?
for April. ShireCon's listed as April, so he may want to look into that.
Oh, okay. Somebody else is using ShireCon in the States. I knew that
I
there
don't
was
know.
one out in I think New Zealand because
Yeah, no, this one's listed as. In fact, I can tell you real
oh
quick.
I see it right now.
Yeah,
Yes.
New Hampshire.
ShireCon.org.
Now, what do you plan on running at ShireCon this weekend?
I am running Blades and Arcana, right? And talk about your. Oh my God,
Hold on.
dude!
Hold on.
Listen,
Hold on. He's back. It's gonna be a good show tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
da da. Didn't even
Damn.
normally, and I say normally, based upon last week, they wait half an hour to build up their liquid
Yeah, you
strength.
got to build it up.
You know,
He's going for the gusto right off the bat.
Punani returns.
Five
VG.
sophomores out of North Carolina.
Oh, wait a second. So is he trying to have more than the 4 warrants that are waiting for somebody else from North Carolina that's actually in Michigan. I'm just,
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I'm looking right now.
You know, see, usually if there's a warrant, it has to be served. So if warrants were wishes and wishes,
Martinez, thanks for tuning in. He says, looking forward to tomorrow's game. I signed up for the 5:30 game at your table. Eric, you got a game set up already?
I do now.
Foogly, it says echo.
No echo for you.
Welcome to the show. Scaleforge 3D. Hello, how you doing? So it's going to be a busy weekend. You're going to be at ShireCon.
Yes.
I guess I'm going to be locked up for 5 felony warrants out of North Carolina. And, someone's busy. VGAPMI asks, answer this question. When is Star Frontiers Group being taken down? You get your way and destroyed the real OSR game maker. Admin Eric and Tommy, please answer. Eric, this one's on you, buddy, not me. I'm not an admin.
Here's my answer. I didn't create the
I'm going to have my hands up during all this, man.
Hands up, don't poop. All right? Man, I wish I had said that on patrol. It would have been great. No, I'm just an admin / moderator. I didn't create the group. Not mine to decide. What can I tell you? Oh, I'm so sorry that you are offended by it.
Maybe we can get David Floor. Maybe we can get Tom in here, David Floor, and Kim Winson. Maybe there can be a consensus as to when you guys are shutting that group down. I have a feeling it's not anytime soon, but you never know. Jim, how you doing, buddy? Jim says that was surprisingly coherent. Must have put down a pipe for a change. Oh no, Jim, the night's young. I imagine
the pipe's in the mouth. His two hands are free.
Vic, how you doing? Warrants, woohoo! Danya Rich, stock warrants can be worth a fortune unless they're for new TSR. Hey, you know what? I don't know about any warrants, but you know what? I guess when they kick my door in this weekend, Eric, you may get a collect call. Answer, please. I might need bail. Okay.
Oh, no problem. I'll just tap my Wizards of the Coast checking account. Make sure it's taken care of.
Did your check come from Luke Gygax this weekend? Mine didn't yet.
No. It's a crying shame because actually, I've never seen my check from Luke Gygax. I'm gonna have to reach out.
Hector Martinez says, "Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome to the show." Oh, he's animated tonight. He wants to know Kim Winson, FYI, lied nothing like pulling strings with his local crooked judges. You know what? Everybody knows judges, don't they? Prosecutors, judges, FBI, Blackwater.
It is amazing. See, when you live in a community that has crooked judges, you assume everybody got crooked judges. I guess that's what it comes
Rod,
to.
how you doing tonight, my friend? Rod says that's a pretty long sentence. Must have been working on it for 10 minutes. While we were waiting for chat to start. Wait a minute, I need to see something here real quick. Hold on a second. Answer this question. Star Frontiers Group. Oh, you know what? There's only one misspelled word in there, and it's and the sentence is capitalized. Okay. Monumental days happening here on the vlog of many things.
All right, so let's get on topic. Mickey has a question.
Sure.
In my first convention, any recommendations as to what to bring? Pen, paper, dice, etc. Yes, and yes. Dice, definitely. At my table, it's a D20 and a D6, so it's simple, but definitely bring dice. I generally will bring, I sometimes even give away dice, but bring around. Pencil and paper is great, and I will admit that I often forget to bring a writing instrument. So I might be bumming yours, just that it happens. And, bring your imagination, bring your excitement. Truly, bring an open mind. Yes. So, and as a little thing, we are going to be experimenting with a new game mechanic. This is an OSR game, but it's got a little bit extra. So if you want to think out of the box with your character, especially your fighters and thieves types of characters, or even your spellcasters, there's a mechanic in there that you can use. And I'm going to ask you all to use it and abuse it. I need to know if it works. I need to know if it breaks. And there's no better way than doing it at a convention. Because if I do it with my gaming group and set them down with it, they'll just ball bust me because that's who they are. It's Joe the Lawyer, Greg Christopher, Matt Jackson, Tim Shorts, those assholes, Rob Conley. Rob won't bust my ass. Rob's the gentleman in the group. But these are the people, and I need coming in going, oh, this makes no sense, or this is cool. I like this. So we'll see.
So, Mickey, there's one more thing to bring. If you're planning on playing something specific like Dungeons and Dragons or Traveler or GURPS, bring your own books also. It always helps.
Right, but for Swords and Witcher Light, Blades and Arcana game,
yeah,
we got you.
Yeah. Gunther the Man says, in my experience, snacks for the DM are always welcome.
Especially if you're playing in a home game or you're playing at a game shop, certainly. Now, ShireCon, I believe, is in a VFW. So they have the food's going to be grilling. There are going to be drinks, adult beverages and otherwise. So it's great having food at the venue. You know, that's
exactly. VGAP wants to Don, what do you say about the bankruptcy court fining you at $10,000 for lying about TSR in your claim?
I have a copy because initially we were what did he call them, a creditor? Me, Rach, and I mean,
in open disclosure here on the video, I'll say one thing. I got a notice 2 days ago, or it was yesterday, that was letting me know my whole $31 I'm getting.
Yeah. Hero. But, the
pipe is getting fired up now. Mickey, you're welcome. Big Vic, Gunther is too nice to say bribes for the DM. Eric, does bribes help? Let me know, okay?
DM. The only people you can bribe in New York, apparently, is our mayor. Just saying.
Ooh, I read about that today. Kind of a segue into that real quick. You guys are having quite the turnover in your city government.
Well, the PC that just resigned was a lieutenant of mine when I was a cop in the 401 in the late 90s. Nice guy, but the Caban brothers were infamous. Like, his brothers were jammed up cops.
Okay, who are the Caban brothers, for those of us who don't know?
The Caban brothers were PC, Eddie Caban. Those were his. One was a twin brother. I think the other was an elder brother. I don't think either of his brothers hit 20 years and got a service retirement. But Eddie rose to the ranks. God bless him. But not a good way to land. And you got to resign. Not a good way to land.
Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of research right here. I guess there's been a whole lot of big government officials resigning.
Yep.
I mean, we're talking about, he was indicted, according to this is ABC News. He was indicted this morning.
Yes, he was indicted on like 3 federal charges. One of them is bribe receiving, by the way. So that's
something like over $1 million. $1 million.
Oh, it's petty. I mean, next to Chicago, we're amateurs, but Adams did at least 20 years, retired as a captain, and I believe he had well over 5 years in rank. I think he was a captain for life. He was not going to get promoted.
So what's his retirement captain for life in his position years? What do you think it's ballpark?
His ballpark pension, he's probably got an inspector's pension, but going back a while because he retired, I think, in I got promoted in 2002. He was the captain then, so let's say he made the 2010. I don't know. Maybe he's got 110, 120 as his pension from that. But he was also president in Brooklyn. I'm sure there's a pension attached to that. He's been busy in politics, so I'm sure he's been finding ways to.
Nothing like 110, 120 grand for retirement every year. You know what I mean?
Well, not bad at all. And it won't be taxed by the state. Oh no! Now, by the way, part of his bribes that he received was flights from Turkish Airlines.
Wow!
So he wanted to get he wanted to fly down to Argentina, but he couldn't get a flight that was all Turkish, so he couldn't make the flight.
I'm not hating on New York. Don't take me wrong, okay? I know there's corruption everywhere, but you know what? I'm literally looking at the list of officials that have resigned in the last couple of months.
Yeah.
I mean, they're dropping like flies over there. I mean, it's like, wow.
And
I mean, crazy.
I do. I'll get to VG in a second. I do follow the activity that's going on. So when his city the attorney for the mayor's office resigned, she resigned because he wasn't firing the people that she's like are causing you trouble. So she was a former Fed, so I'm sure she was given that heads up.
You know what? I knew it was a bad week to stop prescription pain medication. You know what I mean?
Yep. VG, why are you buying subs for your channel? Your story on that was self-telling.
Well, first of all, real quick,
yeah,
Eric is very much appreciative for you boosting his algorithm by watching his videos.
Yes. Thank you, VG. I beg you subscribe, by the way. But in any case, yes, I actually did buy advertising through YouTube to get last week's video out. Now, let me explain something. The video that I paid to advertise to get distributed was VG AppMe's last appearance, because it was, and I will quote a good friend of mine who PM'd me at the end of the show and told me, dude, I think I pissed my pants. I was laughing so hard. So I figured, make sure it gets shared out there. So VG, you might think I'm doing it for the subs. No, I actually was asking for views. And I was asking for views because I thought that you yourself needed to be held high and or high, and to be I don't want to say the word exposed, because you may be exposed right now, but I wanted to make sure that more people got to appreciate you. So that's the video that I went to YouTube, not a third party. Okay, I went to YouTube and said, how do I get this into more people's hands? So if you want to thank anybody, you can thank yourself. Well done.
And Chubby Funster, how you doing? Says Eric is corrupt, takes bribes. He's heard it from a reliable source.
The only problem is I can't take bribes as a civilian. I can give bribes, but I am a civilian and have been for 8 years.
And actually, the Supreme Court did rule about bribes a couple months ago. Big Vic says, now, Cal, those are donations to political campaigns. Cal Bononi says, I must accept the opinion of my name, Big Vic. And then Big Vic says, you just got to think like a politician. He'll have conveniently forgot to register the donations. He is sorry, and he is sorry.
Pretty much.
You know, Eric, you are gaming this weekend. You can collect a few bucks this weekend if you play your cards right. Okay, come on.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up more subscribers, because I am going to tell people to watch this week's video and last week's video on that ShireCon.
Yeah.
Whoa. Now I know.
Okay.
That's
ShireCon is ran by criminals who ban real game makers. Why support such a convention? Well,
that's right, because you couldn't go. Oh no, not you. I mean, well, VG. I'm
VG, yeah.
you couldn't go.
Is someone a little stinging? Did the wet towel from a few years ago when what is it? Over a dozen conventions banned Voldemort. Now Voldemort's a little bit sensitive over that now.
I guess any
Don't forget. Don't forget. Don't mention ShireCon solely. WizardCon also banned your ass. Let's get that straight.
Cal, 10 cards. Where's my bribe to be a channel member? Jeez.
Yes, they were recategorized, Matthew Melman, as tips. You can get some tips this weekend, Eric. 10 cards. Where's my bribe to be a channel member? Jeez.
Yes.
VG Pen, be the Raymond J. of the OSR. And also, ShireCon is a my favorite organization. Who knew? Exactly.
I never
All
knew
right,
that.
now, moving on, since I'm sure he will move on to other subjects, Drive Through RPG has a new feature.
Yes. Yeah.
I guess you covered this in your video about yesterday, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And aren't they now going ahead and on all games marking it as potentially human created?
Most likely human made. Like VG Apney is most likely human made, but the potential of this being a troll and not an actual human, it could be a bot. Although bots would probably type better. I will give that. But
the wordage, yeah, you're right. Potentially human made. I'm looking at right now D&D white box.
Oh yeah.
And according to this, D&D white box might be human made.
Well, most likely, which means it could be made by a bot. And that's what I'm very interested in. It's like AI went back in time, and we owe D&D to AI going back in time, like in the Terminator movies. Gotta change the past. So yes,
but you know what the problem I have with that feature is? I see what they're doing. Or should I say I see what they're trying to do. But the problem that I have with that is that what's going on with it is they are they're kind of insulting people and creators with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you featured, you were looking at what, Moldov?
I was looking, well, first I found out about this because Rob Conley showed me one of his releases.
Thaddeus, how you doing?
And then I just looked up BX Basic, and I was like,
BX Basic.
Yeah. And yes,
real quick, answer your question. A lot. Yeah, I don't get why they're doing it though. What they need to do is they need to either say, I can see saying possibly, if you're not getting feedback from the creator, if they don't check the box human made, then say possibly. But to go ahead and be putting it on BeckMe, on the white box, on things that they know damn well due to legacy or the date, like as an example, from one date prior, it's a very easy algorithmic boost to say anything from this date before will be listed as human made. And it's like they're not even doing that. I don't know if it's laziness or they're not technically proficient enough to do it.
I think it's a little bit of both. This is virtue signaling. Okay, that's what it comes out to. This is, we got to get ahead of the AI curve. There's negative feedback about stuff being AI. How to get ahead of it? Well, we got to make sure that we can show what stuff is AI and what stuff isn't. Well, what if we don't know?
Exactly.
What if we don't? What if we can't say? Well, then we'll say it's most likely human made. Oh, that sounds awesome. That's not
Yeah,
even 99.9%. It's just like most likely 51% chance this is human made.
yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, have a box on there that says, "Is this AI or human made?" And then if they sit there and they say that it's AI or AI assisted, then say something like that. But what they're doing is they're kind of insulting a lot of freaking
Yes.
people by this, and it's bad enough that WotC has their legacy disclaimers. That's already a little bit insulting to the original creators in a roundabout way, and that's a whole different video, I'm sure.
Right.
But to add that to it to boot, to me, is kind of it's shitty. You know what I mean? Thais is adding to they are a scam because the thing is what they're doing is they're not accurate. Um, do you support conventions like ShireCon and WizardCon Job who ban real game makers and companies? Answer that, and if so, why? As the person who's running WizardCon Job, I'll be happy to chime in. The reason why we ban certain game companies and creators is because anyone who supports racist neo-Nazis who go on Twitter and go on rants where they attack women, blacks, Jews, Italians, immigrants, women, proudly proclaim the swastika and then do business with those people, yes, we don't want anything to do with that. Now, ShireCon, I'm not going to speak about because I have no clue. Also, people who message me directly and say, yes, I am a Nazi via PM. You saw that one, Eric. I will ban you. When you come to me in PM and say proudly, yes, I am a Nazi, end quote. Yes, I am a Nazi, end quote. I'm going to not want you at my convention. Sorry. And I will admit one thing. I'm really bad at goose stepping.
Oh, take some.
It's not inclusive.
Yeah. Oh, Ray says you're not inclusive, Don. I'm sorry, man. You did.
I'm not inclusive. I admit that. Okay. You know what?
There's just certain. There's certain people I have to exclude. Listen. This individual's predecessor accused me one time of you're violating my constitutional rights by banning me.
Oh God! And it wasn't even that it was banned.
Listen. Nobody needs.
It was for 5 minutes.
You had, yeah. I gave a timeout. It's like putting a child in the corner. So, and
hey, Big Vic.
Yes,
real quick.
He signed up.
Big Vic. The problem with that is that when you sell the building, you can't have a convention there. Wah, wah, wah.
Dun dun dun. This is what. Hold on a second, Tom. We gotta tag you in. Reach up. Come on. We need the. There we go. You're tagged in. You're tagged in. This is like a wrestling match.
I was gonna tag out for the night, but Tammy's like, you really need to just go on.
You got to be one of the. Don't be.
I would have missed VTA PMI. I love this guy.
He's not
be the one on the pipe.
I love this guy.
He's not done.
Don't be the one on the pipe. You gotta be the one that takes the snipes. Come on. But and you're only mentioning two cons. What about all the other cons that said, hey?
Okay, let's do a real quick count. There is WizardCon. There is ShireCon.
Right.
Gary Con.
Game Hole.
North Texas.
It's memory
North Texas.
Back.
Origins.
Origins.
Did we mention Gen Con?
Yeah, they did. They did make an announcement. Yes, they did. So 7.
I don't imagine he's welcome at ShireCon.
No.
I don't think they formally banned him, but I don't think they would welcome him.
I don't know. I don't know if they did. I'm only aware of like 5 or 6 that formally banned his ass.
Well, maybe we don't know.
True.
Lorders.
What is lauders?
Hold on a minute. I'm catching up in chat. Hold on a minute. Vic says, I imagine it's like most business cases, a combination of hitting legal metrics set by their legal team and the practicality of implementing automated code on their servers. Yes. And then, yeah, he is.
Yeah, I agree with that comment.
Yes, he did.
Since I made it.
One group that you never tolerate is the intolerant. Eric, have you ever just left some dirty underwear on your porch for the stalker? Just give him a sniff.
All right. Here's the thing, Greg. We gotta wait till the next time I get the shits. All right.
Dave Con. Got another one. Now we do know one convention in your area, Big Vic, that for some reason embraces him, and that's Griff Morgan's convention, and that's true. And I'm not knocking Griff. I am knocking Griff Morgan. I don't know why he would go ahead and welcome him. I guess there's going to be law doers.
Admitted to me that he's friends with the bankrupt former CEO of TSR.
Gotcha. So there's going to be law doers. Law doers.
You're a law doer.
I can hear the sucking through the glass pipe from here.
Don't burn your fingers.
Who is this band individual just tuned in?
All right. So listen.
So explain that.
If this person already asked about when we were going, like we have the power to do away with the Star Frontiers New Genesis Facebook group, but feel free to go read up on it. I'm not giving you a homework assignment, but it might be very educational and
also N-World.
Entertaining. Oh, and N-World. N-World has, you know what? Hold on. And people get mad at me when I tell them how many pages because I got more pages. Well, in N-World, I have a lot of comments per. My full and glorious history of new TSR is currently on page 531. 531 page thread. And it's not the only thread.
You know, this started off with spelling correct and no errors, and it's now starting to degrade heavily. How long does methamphetamine take to kick in the human body? Eric, you probably know this. You were a cop.
Yeah, but
Depends on the route of administration.
Yeah, but also meth.
Hey, Rach, if you go ahead and you suck it on the pipe, what's the timeline?
Well, yeah, he's not
been online
shooting.
for 33 minutes.
Too squeamish for shooting, so I know that.
Smoking isn't that far behind.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
Amen, Jim. Amen.
Yeah. I love Jim Wampler.
There's law doers all over the place happening here today, just to let you know.
You know those law doers. I had a book about law doers. It actually sounds like, it's like, the ancient law doers.
This is the same individual who's going to sue dudes. He constantly threatened people with being sued, SUDE.
By the way, I am making a formal sticker. I actually have the design, and I printed the test one today. It basically says, I'm a veteran of the lawsuit wars.
Oh. Hey, can we put them in mailings with everything coming from with
gold for Eric.
Yep.
Just for you and Eric, you should have a special one in gold. Maybe mail an extra one to Watsy. I don't know. But definitely you should do a special edition just for you two guys, because you guys have borne the brunt of the lawsuit BS. In your case, Don, it's the witness tampering. And in Eric's case, it's been this frivolous lawsuit BS that has just dragged on. However, the appeal, as I understand it, has reopened up you getting paid for legal fees. If I'm
makes it a
mistaken, according to my legal sources.
Yep. Yep.
You don't have to comment, Eric.
No, I'm just
Yep.
saying it puts it into the realm of possibility. I never would have told my lawyers, "Hey,
Mhm.
we want a dismissal. Let's appeal it." Why would you do that? But if somebody else wants to appeal it, I'm gonna take that gold ring. And by the way, yes, even when I was a kid, the merry-go-round didn't have that little gold ring, but that gold ring, I'm gonna take a shot at it, and I think it's a pretty good shot. So,
You should.
Gunther the Mad says, when I first heard Star Frontiers was coming back, I was stoked, and Voldemort started being himself. It was a good 20 minutes. You ought to try editing that, my friend. You ought to try editing that. That's all I got to say.
That's right. You tried editing that Star Frontiers manuscript.
I actually have the original edit right there. I've kept it.
With all of its glorious,
glorious,
homophobic and racist BS.
Along with the email communication that contained it, that WotC already did a forensic look at it and proved that it didn't come from me. So that's a route they're not going to be able to go down. Big Vic, or the meds haven't kicked in yet. No way to be sure. I don't think there's any medication on. He said he's back. Says legit lawsuits spelled correctly. Holy!
Oh my God!
Guys, come on, all three of us here. Eric, you got to give it. You got to give Eric.
all right, but
Eric's being a buzzkill here.
Listen,
I don't know if you heard Tammy's comment. She said even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Twice a day.
Grammarly can certainly help. I mean, I'm just saying.
Henry Dunn says this seems like an insane rabbit hole. Henry, my friend, you have no clue.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, Don has suffered greatly from the witness tampering, bribery, harassment, forgery of his name on court documents. This guy has really paid a price. So,
it is what it is.
Rabbit hole, definitely.
Legit lawsuits. I'm shocked.
It's like that scene in Casablanca. I'm shocked to find out there's gambling going on. Here's your gambling winnings.
I didn't know.
Yep. Oh man. Yeah, I'm out of something to drink. Damn it! What a time to run out of alcohol.
There's not enough in the house. Huh? There's just not enough. Somebody took it all. PG, give it back, man.
So basically, as it stands right now, Drive-Thru RPG is taking steps to inform people of alleged possible AI or human-made content. We got ShireCon happening this week. What else is happening this weekend that's interesting? Anything?
Besides VG being back, I mean,
has WotC done anything? Has WotC sat there, done anything crazy?
WotC, wait, this week particularly? Well, besides the fact that apparently, was it the wargamer.com, the online...
I'm looking at gaming news right here, and it's dead. Literally, I'm looking at it right here on the other screen. It's like, there's nothing.
Apparently, 5e breaks down at around level 10. The new 5e. Because
it does what?
It breaks down at around level 10 because people have found out there's a way for unlimited healing in the middle of combat. You can do at level 10 with the right class combination.
They fucked up. Oh, excuse me. They messed up, and they left in a mechanic that allowed that type of healing in the middle of combat.
You can do a short rest in the middle of combat, and thereby bring everybody in your party back up.
Wait a minute. How in the hell can you do a short rest in the middle of combat?
Because there's this...
Explain this mechanic to me.
There's a class feature at level 10 for one of the classes. I forget which one. I'd have to look the article up, and I don't really care about 5e. But I started to read it and went, all right, I've heard of these short rest things. But apparently you can do a short rest in the middle of combat at around level 10.
Well, I mean,
why?
We just had our first meeting with the D&D club at school, and 29 kids showed up. And here's the funny thing is that they're limiting themselves to the original 2015 5e rule books just because that's what they purchased last year. And, so it's but part of the problem is that some of these kids are going to show up with characters that have been created with the newer rules, and it's going to just screw everything up.
Well, I heard that the new player's handbook is like one of the WotC's top selling new releases of all time.
I think Eric did a video on that today.
Did you today?
Not today, earlier in the week. Okay. All right, so here, Wargamer, new D&D rules let you take short rest in the middle of combat. A new Dungeons & Dragons ability for the 2024 class lets you give your whole party a short rest while the monsters wait around.
It doesn't make no sense. How can you do that in the middle of combat?
It makes no sense.
And freaking people knock AD&D.
And it's in the new version of the cleric's 10th level divine intervention. Whereas previously this ability was dictated by DM fiat, causing a random effect your dungeon master decided. The control is now firmly in the hands of the player. You can call on your chosen god to help you out. It is now essentially let you cast a cleric spell of level 5 or below.
Whoa, wait a minute here. Hold on. I don't mean to interrupt, but you mean to tell me as a cleric, you can gain the aid of your god and there's no roll to determine whether or not it's successful. It's automatic.
It's automatic. And you can cast any cleric spell level 5 or below, ignoring material costs and without expending a spell slot. And apparently, according to the way it reads out, it also skips casting time. Because it's cast as part of the same. The description says that the spell is cast as part of the same action.
That does, you know what? This whole thing is they are catering now more and more to this meta power gaming type of BS that I'm gonna use a word here that I've gotten in trouble before. It's not even realistic. And yes, I know spells casting, orcs running around, pillaging, and all that stuff ain't real. Is not real, but there's a level of mechanics that never mind. I'm at a loss.
You mean dwarves and Birkenstocks baking scones is not unrealistic.
Cats run around the fireplace. Yes.
You know what? You can't really knock a dwarf who likes Birkenstocks and scones. Okay, it's not outside the realm. All right, but on the same token,
I can knock a dwarf who likes Birkenstocks.
I know, but the whole thing here is this is a basic game mechanic in a turn of combat where so basically so let me understand this right. So if I am a cleric, I can call on my god anytime, and that god is definitely going to answer my call
once per day.
Because
once per day.
Oh, sorry, once per long rest. Once you have your long rest, you get that back. But
so I can conceivably do what, 2 long rests a day?
I don't even remember anymore. I purposely forgot my 5e knowledge.
Oh, never mind. Show's over with. Never mind. We can't talk no more. We don't know nothing about
knows nothing, Jon Snow. You knows
you
nothing.
Nothing of we you knows nothing of we you knows nothing of we D&D.
About D&D? Does that make sense?
I don't know. Maybe if one of us takes a hit and starts smoking methamphetamine, we might be able to decrypt what he says. You know what I mean?
Sorry, man.
I'm not taking the hit for the team. Sorry, guys.
Here's the issue with doing that. I'm just going to make a legal comment on that. When you get your when you get your permit for a firearm, or when you purchase a firearm, you have to say that you are not a user of illicit drugs. So I could not be one.
Someone lied on their application.
I'm just saying that we had that happen with Hunter Biden.
Oh yes.
So I'm just saying throwing it out there that if your fingertips are getting very rough and scarred due to the hot pipe, maybe you got to put the pipe down because
or check out your public health authorities and
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Gunther says something. He says, "I knock AD&D constantly, but only because BX is best." Now, I happen to love AD&D, but I will say something very controversial here, and I'm probably going to get shit from Gunther, and that is BECME's better than BX.
Oops.
Oops, I made a mistake. That's all. Mistakes.
I'm so nostalgic about BX. I love BX.
I love BX too, but I just got I just like BECME.
All right, so
There's things that BECME I like.
I came into D&D with first edition. I thought basic was for babies, but as an adult, if I had to take my choice of D&D flavors, it would probably be BX, only because BECME
Really?
gets BX covers what you need to have covered. BECME goes insane.
I like BECME, but maybe no, I don't. Let me be correct. I don't like BECME. I like Beck.
Oh,
Okay. I like the first three releases. Once you get into
Masters and
Immortals, it just really kind of goes off the rails for me. But basic, expert, and companion, I just really like that three. And also basic and expert. Those two by themselves, I think really like it. But
basic, Old Bay Basic was my gateway drug to get into D&D.
See, that was mine too. That was what I got in '77 for Christmas. But the thing is when BECME came out, it just kind of, and I was playing AD&D at the time, but when Basic and Expert first came out, the first two boxes, I don't know, there's something about them. I just really liked them. Fuku says baking scones in the middle of combat is no longer just a dream. Very true. And Jim says it's not realism that's lacking. The word you're looking for is lack of verisimilitude. Yes, exactly. And this is the thing that gets me. I'm gonna harp on this. How can a cleric call on divine favor once every good rest? What defines good rest? 8 hours? Once every 24 hours? Is that defined, do we know? Or is that just a rule that is out there and we're not sure how many times a day someone can do it? Even once a day is BS. I mean, come on. Once a day, your deity is going to definitely give you divine favor and help you.
Yeah. I mean, when you ask for divine favor in like AD&D,
that's okay, Gunther. I respect you, my friend. Oh man. What else? What else has been found out about the new player's handbook that makes people just want to go, huh?
Yep. Well, listen, the player's handbook is it's like Spinal Tap, right? Everything goes to 11. Everything has been made more powerful. That's why the old stuff compatible with the new, but you're not going to want to play your 5e fighter next to a 5.5e fighter.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be overpowered. Obviously, the clerics. Do you want? Listen, I can. Yeah. Your guide sends you a vial of holy water. What the fuck do I need that for? Oh no, your guide will be willing to stop time. So you can.
Yeah, I feel like one of the demographics. Great. RPG Grandma. Paul, by the way, thank you for tuning in. RPG Grandma, welcome. She says, I just mixed the additions of materials needed, so not sure which I like best. And that's the thing. I mean, if you look at my AD&D manuals in my binder, they're just a mix. They're just a mishmash. Fugly, don't forget to get matching beard tats also. Very true. Paul says, did they have demographic cohort in the under 10 category? You know what? I'm gonna tell you what, Paul, that's actually, I don't know if you mean that in humorous way or serious, but um, I don't know. I'd be interested to talk to Tim Kask about that, about what was the demographic targets that they were, because I know that they were targeting. I know they were targeting teens, and also in the very beginning they were targeting, of course, tabletop war gamers. And teens, young teens, were not playing tabletop war games. They were very complicated. It was more the later teens, early adults, I think. I bet VGG can help people get their matching tats. Never know. AD&D Vanquishes is a 1% chance. The K5K, yes, but the thing is, the K5K, I guess in the new D&D, it's automatic. And that's going to be a problem. How can that mechanic work? I mean, realistically, you can call it in once every, let's just say once per day. Let's just give them a bone and say once per day. So once per day, you can go ahead and you can call in Divine Favor.
Pretty much. Well, and Divine Favor, you're going to use it for the one thing it's broken for, which is in the party. So, you know, ooh.
The other bad, the new D is made for those wanting a video game style play. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but not for me. I can say it's been a big commercial success so far, so I guess no people want it. The thing is this: if D&D, the new edition of 5e, is your thing, then go for it. You know, I've been learning 5e, not 5.5, 5e, because as a game company, I got to produce product for it, and I got no problem with it. But for me personally, as a player, I think I'm going to stick with either open worlds, my own creation, or I'll stick with my amalgamated mix of AD&D, Beckme, Holmes that I have kind of cobbled together. Because the newer version of play, you are exactly right. People want that video game style of play, and it's just not for me. As a player, not as a game maker. You were 8 when they hooked you. Yeah, I was 10 in 77, and I thought it was a coloring book myself until my buddy Lance I wanted to borrow it, and he messaged me, saw me at school a couple days later and said, "Holy shit, you ought to play this game." And I was like, "It's a game." 5K, yeah, he says 5e V2. Well, I guess they're calling it now 5.5. Is that the formal?
No, it's D 2024.
It's what?
D&D 2024.
Oh, is that what they're officially calling it now?
Yes. But once it's all out, it'll officially be D&D, and the original 5e rules will be the D&D 2013 rules. That apparently is the...
RPG Grammar says, in my magical grim dark thinking, tattoos are magical, so some unpleasant types often hunt people with tattoos and steal magic. Well, that's a pretty cool idea, actually. Tattoos with magical powers. Henry Dunn says, you'll find there are very few kids that would consider playing a TTRPG over Fortnite. Actually, okay. Henry Dunn, yes and no, because we recently me and my wife, a couple weekends ago, went to a game shop in Charlotte, Michigan. And when we walked in, there was a table right to the left with like 5 or 6 young kids. We're talking about if they were 13, I'd be surprised. And there was a young teen girl, 16 or 17, running a D&D game. There was another group with another group. I mean, I think that if you cater it right and you expose your kids to the right type of gaming, like parents, instead of giving your kids a phone or an iPad and exposing them to games like Fortnite, have them come over for a game night, them and their friends. Introduce them to D&D or some type of board game that's D&D type.
I mean, I just participated in a field day last semester at school, and I ran a Star Frontiers game for middle schoolers, and they loved it. They were like, Mr. V, this was fun. And I took that as the best compliment ever, aside from things my wife has said to me. Yeah. But, you know, 29 kids signed up for D&D this year at the middle school.
That's cool.
I mean, 29. I mean, I don't think we're going to keep all 29 in the club, but 29 showed up for the first meeting. I mean, they just love it. They're eating it up. And, you know, I don't think they care about addition. They don't understand addition wars. They just say, hey, we're having fun. We're, you know, it's kind of I almost hear Tim Kask in them, and they're like, let's go kill shit and take their stuff.
Yep.
And which is Tim Kask saying, and I almost hear that echoed in them, and I'm like, yeah, they got it, even though they're playing 5th edition, and who cares?
Yeah. What they like is they like a good hack and slash, and that's actually sometimes that's a really cool, fun game to play. Clearly, matching tattoos would be some relationship control magic. See, that's also a really cool idea. Cal says, I paint miniatures agnostically. Yeah. Fugly, that's clear it would be required. I don't see why the gods need heroes at all if that's the case. RPG Grandma says also, so 6th edition. Yeah, they're calling it something, and I think they're getting away from now. From what I heard, aren't they trying to say that this is going to be universal? Backwards compatible? Because I don't see how it can be then.
They can say that.
Right. It's backwards compatible. All right. It's compatible the same way that BX was compatible with 1E. You probably couldn't run the characters next to each other, but you could run you could run BX adventures in AD&D.
And Paul Catrone, run with it. Sorry, Eric, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, no. So I think that's what we're falling on. By the way, I'm gonna since our friend.
Yeah, we actually should sit there and get moving because it's already 9:00. So, you know when a player asks if they exist. VG Okay, nice boy, good little boy. Okay, good boy.
Nice comment, VGAPMI.
Yeah,
nice comment.
They'll say whatever it takes to market it. Of course they are. They're going to want to say whatever they can say. Well, yeah, it's creating brand confusion because what they're trying to do is they're trying to sucker everybody into buying it by saying it's backwards compatible. Yeah. Gunther says my son is a regular Thursday night game now. They play 5e, but I've been introduced them slowly. Excellent. Jim says fat, high, and bigot is no way to go through life, son. Amen, Jim. Amen, Jim. Especially when you can't even wear a uniform correctly without being a hot mess and looking like a soup sandwich dumpster fire. Shall I go on and on and on? Gunther Orthias says they're embracing a Google mentality. VG is at an admission. They want both ways. Clear marketing speak only if it's possible to have a new variation. Yep. And I think Thyatis is going to go ahead. Yeah, exactly. Cool to hear. I agree fully. And Cal, I think you're going to get the last say tonight, and that is bland confusion. It is 9:00. Eric has someplace to go. Cool. Although we appreciate VGAPMI showing up with a hot meth pipe in hand.
And I have to make a statement to VG. Listen, you were not entertaining enough on this episode for me to give any money to YouTube to push this episode. I'm gonna keep that.
Appreciate
going.
That.
You know,
can you try harder next week? We want Eric to stick around for a while.
VG. You know, if you want more exposure, more than
if you want to be,
if you want more exposure, if you want to be exposed, you've got to be more entertaining. All right, so
please everybody,
folks, if you're watching this episode and you weren't here for last Thursday's episode, don't wait, grab it now. It is quite awesome. It is awesome.
It went off the rails in a good way.
Oh my God.
And please, and thank you, Gunther. You're right. Please, everyone, do a like, subscribe if you can. It helps channels grow. It'd be greatly appreciated. And Eric, you have an early morning tomorrow. So Eric, hope you have a really good time at ShireCon this weekend. And Nikki says, I'll see you tomorrow. So I think you're going to have yourself a gamer. So
Eric, enjoy ShireCon, man. Gonna miss seeing you there.
You'll be missed.
So everybody, please have a good weekend. Have some good fun gaming. And we will catch you guys next week. And Eric's right. Check out last week's episode. It was a good one. So see you guys later.